Good morning, Bryce. Happy Friday to everyone. We finally made it to the end of the week, and yesterday, man, it was hot. Temperatures topping out at 98 degrees in Greenwood, 94 in Greenville. No records were broken and no precipitation recorded. However, that may change. Tropical Storm Hanna now making its way towards South Texas, bringing in some pretty deep, moist air from the Gulf of Mexico across much of the Gulf and into the Delta as well. Definitely going to see some shower activity later on today. Taking a look at that radar, most of the activity is now over southern Mississippi and along the coast. Not exactly a good beach day. I would definitely probably just stay at home if you're planning on heading to the beach today or this weekend, because it's going to be quite rainy down at the coast. But as we take a look, these showers are now starting to move into central Mississippi, and eventually they will spread further north into the Delta a little bit later on. But right now we're dealing with sunshine and warm temperatures. 80 degrees in Greenwood, 79 in Pine Bluff, 81 in Monroe, and 81 in Vicksburg. So no matter where you're going this morning, it's quite warm. We're looking at 80 in Greenwood, like I just mentioned. So we're going to quickly be into the low to mid 80s probably in the next hour or so. And by lunchtime, we're looking at 90s. Notice some of those showers start to push up, and as we go through the afternoon and evening, they gradually make their way into the South Delta and then further north along Highway 82. So not everyone will see rain today, but definitely a better chance than the last couple of days. It's been very dry. In fact, we still haven't seen any measurable rainfall in 2 weeks here in Greenville, and that's the case for many other communities along the Delta. And as we continue through tomorrow morning, temperatures back into the 70s and 80s, and we gradually warm into the 90s. And then we're still going to have some pretty deep moisture in place. And as that sun comes up and we get that daytime heating, expect another round of showers and thunderstorms to push through. So over the next 2 days, we have actually a pretty good chance of seeing some showers, especially today. If you're south of Highway 82, anywhere from a 40 to 50% chance. The further south you go into the South Delta, into Yazoo City and Lake Providence, even higher chances of rain. And north of Highway 82 into the northern Delta, we're looking at a 30 to 40% chance of rain. And over the next 6 days, although rain chances will be low Sunday to Monday, as we head into the middle of next week, it's starting to look more likely that we're going to have the chance for some widespread rain. So pattern change is coming, which also means temperatures will be slightly cooler as we head into the middle of next week. Now, still going to be relatively hot. I'm talking upper 80s, maybe lower 90s. But as we continue through next week, it is starting to look more and more likely that as we head into the end of July and the beginning of August, that we're going to be below average in the temperature department, which is always rare to see this time of year. But we're definitely going to take any cool down we can get. Even the 8 to 14 day is trending a little bit cooler than average. Now, our average high is 92 degrees, so 89, 90 degrees is going to be below average. So it's still going to be warm. We're not going to lose the heat completely, but definitely not going to be dealing with mid 90s or upper 90s, which is a relief for me. I'm sure it is for many of you as well. As for the tropics, Tropical Storm Hanna formed earlier today, now expected to strengthen just a little bit before it moves into southern Texas, and this is likely going to make landfall just about as far south as it can into southern Texas, just north of Brownsville or south of Corpus Christi. So definitely a southerly tracking storm, but still we're going to get some of that warm, moist air as this spinning nature kind of pushes that into the Delta, and that's going to increase our rain chances. However, no impacts from this storm other than maybe a little added moisture to our air over the next couple of days. There's also another storm, Tropical Storm Gonzalo. So two tropical storms that we are currently tracking, 60-mile-per-hour winds expected to make a track possibly as a low-end hurricane into the Leeward and Windward Islands before moving into the Caribbean. So this is pretty far from the United States, and right now we're not expecting any direct impacts, but there is a lot of change with these models, I should say. A lot of these disagreement, there's the word, I totally lost my train of thought. But as we go through the next couple of days into the next week, we're going to see this gradually move into the Caribbean, and then there's a lot of uncertainty what happens after. Some of the models have it pushing towards the Gulf of Mexico, some of it pushing a little further south, some of the models have it fizzling out. So there's a lot of uncertainty as to what Gonzalo is going to do after it makes that initial trek into the Caribbean, but this definitely bears watching as we're starting to see the tropics really heat up. So we're going to keep an eye on this, and I'll keep you updated as we head into next week. But for today, just partly cloudy skies with scattered showers, thunderstorms, some brief heavy downpours, frequent lightning possible with some of these storms. Most of the activity should stay below severe limits tonight, lows of 74, a few spotty showers early, and by tomorrow 93, a mix of sun and clouds with some afternoon thunder showers. And again, a little bit cooler heading into the middle of next week with higher rain chances Wednesday and Thursday. So yeah, Bryce, we've been talking about getting those rainy days, so maybe next week.